Going on today, guys? Just going on a little ride, take the KLR, try out those new bars, try a little bit different camera angle I put on the back of the just top case, and just going out for a little afternoon ride. I've been out on it for a little while, so here we go. I think I'll also talk about, some people have asked why I chose this bike. Alright. Get out here and blow the dust off the old girl. Look at this guy. Helmet's doing him a lot of good on the back of that bike, isn't it? KLR passing a Harley. Shouldn't surprise you any. Alright guys, first order of business is to get out here and test out these new bars, see what I thought of them. The main reason I wanted to get different bars for the bike was bring the width of the bike in a little bit. I always felt the stock bars were just a little bit too much on the wide side. I mean, it's not much, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. May not seem like a lot, but it's actually quite a bit in the grand scheme of things. I was actually concerned about feeling like these were too far in, these came too far back, but honestly I'm liking it a lot better. Because before, the bars are out wider and my elbows were kind of out in the wind, which was fine. It felt natural in the seated position. But now that they're down and in, I kind of felt like you got a little more leverage on the bars than I did before. So that's a pleasant surprise. I don't feel like my palms are too far up in the air. I do have the bar risers on. I do have them rolled up just a little bit. Not a lot. It's kind of just an initial setting to see where I wanted to put them. So the real test was going to be to see how it felt standing. Going from the seated to the standing position feels pretty natural. Before I felt like my arms were out to my side too much, like I was reaching out to the side of the road a little too much. So these definitely bring it back and up just a hair and in. So this standing position definitely feels more neutral, I guess, not natural. I don't think there's ever going to be a natural feeling standing position on a motorcycle. Maybe there is. far so good. Don't feel any vibrations any more than usual. Thing feels pretty nimble still. So win-win, I guess. It's nicer looking bars, unexpected pleasantries in the seating position, and definitely fixed some of the standing position issues I had before. Little disclaimer, I do have the J&S lowered foot pegs, so I'm an inch closer to the ground than stock anyway. I'm liking what I'm feeling. Like I mentioned in the other video, I did order that taller seat concept seat, which should put me about an inch to an inch and a half, they claim, higher than this one from the pegs, and I guess the ground too, but I don't concern myself with distance to the ground. These are not the kind of bikes you need to worry about tippy-toeing if you're tippy-toeing on. Honestly, I flat foot with the stock seat. I'll probably be tippy-toeing a little bit with the new seat. So, kind of counterproductive of what some people think you should do. But this is the direction I wanted to go. More worried about comfort in the saddle than comfort at the traffic light. So yeah, should do it for now on the bars. I'm not doing any off-road today. I probably won't even hit any gravel, so I'm not gonna be able to comment on any of that. Plus, I'm a novice on all that anyway, so my opinions are kind of don't really matter to most people at this point. Still learning the ropes in my ways. Feels good. So the next topic I was going to hit on, some people have asked me this based off of some of my previous videos. Why did I choose the KLR as my first dual sport adventure bike, whatever you want to call them? Everybody seems to have different terms. Why did I choose the KLR? Why did I choose the 22 KLR in specific? Why didn't I go pick up a used one, a lightly used one for a little bit less money? And the answer to the number one question is, why did I choose the KLR? Because of price. I mean, I've always been a Kawasaki guy. I've owned 3 or 4 of them. And like Kawasaki, and the KLR is just kind of what I would describe as the poor man's adventure bike or touring bike. Adventure touring bike. And I always like the whole KISS philosophy. Keep it simple, stupid. I like technology. I like advances. But I don't need all the computer gadgets and stuff of some of your high-end modern bikes. Now, I do have a modern-ish touring bike, and I like it all on that. But for a bike I want to take out in the woods, throw down a dirt, I felt I didn't need all that. Kind of segue into why a 22, not an older one? Because I do kind of the opposite of what I just said. I do like anti-lock brakes and fuel injection. Fuel injection because I feel the maintenance aspect is way lower on a fuel injected bike. Less things to worry about, less tuning, less thinking involved in keeping it maintained. Just keep riding it, keep good fuel in it, do the periodic maintenance that is required, just like any modern vehicle. Should be fairly reliable. And I know there's some issues here lately with what is believed to be fuel pump issues, which is yet to be seen. So, I mean, but we're still talking about a dozen or two bikes out of probably tens of thousands that have been sold in the country since this bike has been released. So, I'm not saying it's not an issue, I'm just saying the jury's still kind of out on all that. And the ABS is not so much for off-road, hence why I do have the bypass switch installed. I have found it useful in gravel and off-road situations, but that's not why I bought it. I bought the ABS for the street aspect of it. I've owned several with ABS, and it's honestly saved my bacon more times than I can count at this point. People are idiots, pull out in front of you, cut in front of you, don't see you, you know, the whole motorcycle dangers, as everybody already knows. But I've also had my own brain farts. Wasn't paying attention, you know, vehicle stopped in front of me, not their fault, but just stopped. I wasn't looking, had to slam on the brakes. ABS has saved my bacon a good dozen times in the more than a decade I've owned ABS bikes. So I am a proponent of ABS. I think it is well worth it for that one rare occasion. If it's just one time a year that it saves your ass, it's worth it. So that's why I went with a newer one. Went with the KLR because of cost. And then everybody wants to say, well, you've just thrown thousands of dollars in accessories at that bike, so why not buy a higher end bike that already has accessories on it or options on it? And that is due to the way my brain works, and I'm a fidgeter. I like to fidget. I don't like leaving things stock. I like to make things my own. And it doesn't matter if I bought a $8,000 bike or an $18,000 or a $28,000 bike. I would throw thousands of dollars at it to make it my own. I've done that with every bike I've owned. And usually the way it works is I acquire the stuff over years and eventually get it to where I want. Well, this bike, I decided I wasn't doing that. I want it the way I want it now. So only owning this bike for about 9 months now. It is set up almost the way I exactly want it. Just a couple more tweaks here and there. I got that new seat coming. We're coming to the end of the road on it, but it's 95% there. So that's kind of why. I mean, plus I wanted a bike. I didn't want to go spend $20,000, $30,000 on a high-end bike to learn this style of riding on, just to take it out in the woods and slam it up against a tree or roll it down a hill. I mean, granted, I don't want to do that with this bike either, but if I do, I'm not going to be as upset over it. Plus, I wanted a completely roadworthy bike, one that I felt you could take anywhere on the road and still manage about anywhere you want off-road. I truly feel that KLR's one of the few machines out there that are capable enough with the weight without being too heavy or too undersized or undergeared that could truly handle both worlds. This little park here, it's kind of cool. It used to be a Pittsburgh plate glass factory. It burnt down years ago and they turned this into a park. It's called Foundation Park. Still got the old smokestack there from the factory and all these ruins. It's kind of cool. They got a building here. It's a shell of a building where they do concerts and stuff in there in the summer. Oh, it looks like they've closed it off, or like encased it in glass. It used to be all open. So that's pretty cool. So I mean, that really about sums it up on the bike. Why this, why I didn't do that. Yes, there are other bikes out there that will fit the description that I just stated. But being a Kawasaki guy, I've always been kind of drawn to the KLR. I also like the aspect of do more with less. You know, you got a 650 big thumper here. Really quite simplistic bike for the most part. You can take this thing out. You can world travel on this if you so desired. You can ride around town, countryside like I'm doing today. Or you can head to South America on one of these. Cool. It's like a church group or something. Well, fishing with a cop maybe? That's pretty cool. Fishing with a cop with the kids, that's pretty cool. Yeah, back to the bikes. There are bikes that are more capable on the road. There are bikes that are more capable off the road. I just feel the KLR and a half dozen other machines that are out there kind of split that right down the middle pretty perfectly without breaking the bank, being relatively cheap and easy to maintain, have a good dealer network, and really being a 30-some-year-old motor design minus the updates it's gotten for 22 and above beyond. Just about any mechanic can work on them because the internals are relatively the same. Just wanted to cover the update on the bars, how they felt. Let's go for a little ride, answer the question some have asked, why the KLR. Just get some more content out there. Little stroll to this park here. This park is cool. This used to be, like I said, used to be all be a factory. Actually, this part here with the pond was a rock quarry. And then right on the other side of this tree line is where that Pittsburgh plate glass factory was that burnt down. City of Mount Vernon here in Knox County. Turned it all into a nice little park. Really popular. I think it got way more popular than they thought it was going to be, which is great. Fish out, you go fishing out here. Folks here walking their pup. Bunch of hiking all around these ponds. Picnics. Did have a big goose problem out here for a few summers. They thinned that out a little bit. They did have to have some hunters come in and thin the geese out. It was to the point where you couldn't enjoy the park because of just goose poop everywhere. Do a little U-turn here and go back that. Go back the other way. They got these mounds they built. They got art sculptures from the twisted steel that were in the fire when the factory burnt down. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like I said before, like, subscribe to the channel, help us grow it. Comment below, ask questions. Sometimes I get a little busy in life and don't get to the channel that much, but I try to have some fun with it. Not looking to make a living out of it or quit my job or anything. I'm just having some fun with it. I like the networking. I like to reach out. I enjoy YouTube a lot, watching other folks' channels. So maybe just my little part of trying to give back to that. That's gonna do it for today, guys. Thanks a lot. Catch you later. Ride safe out there.